Welcome to the Weird and the Weary. I'm Jason. With me is Kevin.
Hey, everybody.
And Lee.
I'm tired as shit.
It's a long weekend. You still got more time.
I got so much shit I did this weekend. So much I've done.
So you're just going to sleep the rest off and just let it pass by?
I just need one. I needed one more day, but here we are. We're back.
Okay.
We're
it's
back.
okay. Maybe someday, you'll be able to do that. You can just time travel or something. I don't know.
That's dangerous, in my opinion.
There's a lot of dangerous things out there with science. There's plenty of dangerous things. We live with them every day. We got our cell phone radiation. Talking that, you put it next to your head. You're just...
Or the other one.
Right. Yeah. I just had it on my lap at lunch.
Yeah.
It was sitting right there.
Yep.
Buzzing away. I like that.
You like the vibrations. That's what it's
That's what I
there
was
for.
going to say. You guys don't have people just say, listen, just call me at these certain times. Or you set a timer and you just have it all on vibrate.
Why?
Just set it right there.
That's
as you're
what burner
driving.
phones are
Yeah.
for.
The burner.
Yeah, when you're doing the sneaky. When you're doing stuff on the side that you don't want anybody to know about. I'm not talking about anything weird. Maybe I am. I don't know. I'm not telling you unless you have my burner number.
Yeah. That's why you just text yourself all day when you walk around. They're like, that guy is so popular. They don't know what's going on.
And mine's a Nokia. Mine's an old Nokia.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's a hot brick.
Mine vibrates in Morse code. So it's even longer.
Well, I have that prison taping system, the masking tape system.
I don't know that system. I have so much to learn.
You'll learn. I'll teach you. You can just keep it tucked away. And then the heat.
Yeah, just...
There's nothing like it. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
That was it Danish or was it Swedish Nokia? Or they are, right?
Norwegian?
Norwegian
Well, it's all
technology
Norwegian.
keeps you warm. Their cars are tough.
Yeah.
Volvos, they're tough.
Yeah.
Man. They last.
They sold out to GM, bro.
But, we...
Volvo a while ago.
Yeah.
The Ford, was it? Ford.
Good for them.
4-door.
Happy times. Ford. Fiesta.
The Fords.
But, in our strive for becoming technologically superior over our own selves, I guess, there's Moore's Law.
Right.
We're seeing it. It's happening.
Well, yeah, otherwise we'd be lawbreakers.
Well, yeah, I don't want to be a lawbreaker.
Right.
I want to follow Moore's Law.
Then you're going to jail.
Strict adherence. You don't want to break it. You don't want to go too high above.
Right.
Because that's when the robots take over.
Right, yeah, Skynet all day.
Right. Skynet and the Matrix together. Yeah. Imagine that shit. Metal skeletons putting you on the battery. That would be fucked up. Fucked. No way.
At least I get my lady in red.
But in the past, the nuclear age was depicted as like a bright, clean landscape, a bright future for all. Everybody can enjoy it together.
Right.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
It's, clean. It's emission-free energy. There's no thick soot being put in the atmosphere. It's just steam. Just water vapor steam.
And smiles and good
Smiles.
vibes.
And blonde hair and blue eyes. All
Yeah.
that good stuff.
Perfect.
Wait a minute. I don't like this future.
I don't know. That's the propaganda.
Yeah, I played Fallout.
Sure. It was similar. There was actual real propaganda like that promoting nuclear energy. It was like just kind of a thing.
Right. Those guys should have played the Fallout games.
They should have. They should have. I mean, they listened to the music, most of it.
Right.
But all these forms of energy, they all have byproducts. There's no such thing as clean coal. Like our president was talking about earlier last year. And there's been other talk about clean coal. That's not even a thing. I believe the only clean coal is diamond, right?
No, they hit it with Lysol wipes. It's good to go.
Oh. We just blast that in the furnaces.
Right.
Smells good, like Caribbean breeze. That's a good one.
Just they throw in like the dryer sheets in the smokestacks.
Good stuff.
That smells clean.
Yeah, that's how you hide the pot smoke smell in your dorm room.
Oh yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, toilet paper tube and some... Hypothetically, right. If you smoked pot in in any school, I mean, you don't smoke in school.
Yeah.
Any RA was just like, give me a break. Just keep in your room. I don't care. I can smell wafting at any door. I don't care.
But yeah, many of these ways of energy have a high impact on our globe. You know, it's apparent. It's fact. I mean, there's deniers and whatever. I'm not going to turn our show into this kind of show, but I mean, just look at how things have been and they are. It's
David Attenborough told me I fucked up.
Yeah. And when he talks, like you really want to listen. You just want to keep listening for hours
absolutely.
and hours.
He's still living?
And hours, yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw that, but China just found a couple of their places that were putting a bunch of greenhouse gases out that everyone agreed that we weren't doing anymore.
Oh.
The U.S. had some satellites up, and they were like, all right, we can't prove it for sure, but we think all these factories are putting it out.
There's just like a purple mist hanging about.
We think that might have something bad going on. Something ominous.
We actually had to use the infrared to see what's going on.
These guys are stupid. Didn't we tell them it has a special signature in infrared? And they're using purple. It's purple. These guys are fucking idiots. They're going to deny it.
It could be the purple knockout gas factory.
They were like,
everybody sleeping.
Yeah. Well, they were just like, oh, it's a forged signature. It wasn't us.
Right.
No, they'll be like, no, it's just a big case of Kaboom that got set on fire. Billy Mays, Kaboom.
Oh, no. That was Russia, because we're on the border.
Yeah.
Not us.
Wasn't us.
Yeah, we're...
Shaggy defense.
Yeah, it's the Shaggy defense. It always works.
All of this is it's a necessity now, though. We need this for modern life. We need our electricity. When that shit goes out, there's that instant feeling of dread, no matter who you are. Wherever you are. You're in a crowded area, power goes out, oh shit.
Get the ice.
What's touching my balls? That's me. I'm just touching my own balls.
Nice.
But, I mean, or you're at home. Oh, you get that, oh shit,
Especially if you're playing a game.
Yeah.
You're on the internet or watching,
right.
binge watching something.
Look at your phone, you got 42% left. You're like, fuck, man, where's my juice?
I didn't plan for this. I'm going to be accidentally Amish.
Where's my Moby?
We need it. Moby. Moby. Is that, why he called himself Moby, right?
I'm talking the battery pack.
Because he's a dick. He's a dick.
Oh, the Natalie Portman.
He's a dick.
Oh, he's really doubling down on that. That's
I dated
weird.
her.
I think he recanted. I think he apologized for it and said that, it was...
Was it Lana Del Rey there or whatever?
Yeah, it just sounds like he's a creeper. He was a creeper.
Yeah, he's like, look at this picture of me with no shirt.
Right.
Oh,
She's
Christina
there,
Ricci.
so she wants it.
And then Gwen Stefani sang with me. Anyway. He's a disaster right now.
Eminem was right.
So, yeah, I mean, we need this stuff. We need it. I don't know. I mean, I guess we don't really need it. We could find a way. We always find a way, right? Jeff Goldblum told us.
That's right.
Life will find a way.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I had a fell fast.
Turn into a mashup here.
Fell fast.
Sometimes these impacts are huge, like the Chernobyl disaster.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
That was pretty big. Left a big shade across history.
Yeah.
Really.
Made some cool spin-off games.
I mean, New Vegas was one of the best.
Stalker was the thing.
Stalker. Yeah, actually. Shadows of Chernobyl. Right?
Yep.
That was a novel series, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty novel idea.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a series of novels before became a game.
Right.
But this was recently dramatized as a series on HBO. It's currently still airing. And it's a rather good series.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
You haven't seen it yet? It's well, the spoilers are history, so you don't have to really worry about that. We know Kevin hates spoilers, so
yep, they infuriate me.
They infuriate him. He could block himself right out. He lives in like a lead house when he's ready, like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
he didn't. I tried calling him. I banged on his door.
Didn't work.
He wouldn't even look out the fucking window.
I was on call for work. Didn't pick up.
Right.
Millions of dollars lost.
Just like that. That's what he does.
In the game or in life?
In both.
The game of life.
Yeah.
It was my turn. They just kept going without me.
His girlfriend had the car full of 4 girls and then the mansion at the end. Bad news.
Oh, well.
That's a lot of points, is what I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying it's bad news to have 4 girls, but like I saw the Brady Bunch and that seemed like a hassle. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
That was 3 girls, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they had Alice.
Well, I actually had 4.5.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, this HBO dramatization though, it's good. I like it. It's claustrophobic. You know it's happened, and and if you didn't study it, or if you grew up in that time when it happened, the coverage was scant. Like, it happened. Here's some coverage. Here's what's going on. Here's the cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until like 10, 15 years later is when you started seeing about what happened to people. And what happened to the area when it was, cooler to go in with heavy suits to wear, it was,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was 5 Mile Island, was it?
That was 3 Mile Island.
3 Mile Island.
In 1979, which, we'll touch on that a little bit later. I mean, because
when I was a kid,
briefly,
when I was a kid, I didn't know better. I was like maybe 5. I thought they were referring to Long Island.
Oh, I thought you meant I thought it was Catalina Island.
Off of Spain, right?
No, I lived in Huntington Beach when I was a kid, so when I was learning about it, I thought it was Catalina Island they're talking about. But
that's just where the wine mixer is.
Yes, the Catalina wine mixer. Now, this is no wine mixer. There was horrors that at the time when it happened that no one was ready to admit, and no one was even prepared for.
I mean, to be fair, the propaganda at that time was like, if a nuke goes off, get under your desk.
Right. That was,
Kiss your ass goodbye.
In the 50s and 60s, that was, duck and cover.
Yeah.
And get in the basement.
Was it a thing with lava? It was like duck and cover, and the lava just went right over them.
South Park, yeah.
Duck and cover.
Duck and cover. Just duck and cover, everything will be great. But, nobody around in the city, people knew what it was, but when it happened, the response was, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about it. We're not gonna do anything. We're gonna take care of ourselves first. Because it was
pride before the fall.
Right. Mm-hmm. So a mixture of pride and fear of country, caused this to happen. So late at night, April 25th, 1986, in Pripyat. Is that how you say that? I don't know.
I said Pripyat, but, probably wrong.
That sounds like the condition where your boner doesn't go away. Priapism.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Now you do, buddy. Now you do.
Ooh, sounds like a spin-off episode.
Coming up next, Priapism.
Now, this is part of Belarus.
The jig is up.
Safety tests were being performed that mocked a blackout situation. So what they were basically doing was shutting down the turbines and then running generators to catch the slack for the for the rods to drop down to make more steam.
Sure. They turned the lights off. Got it.
Pretty much, yeah, in a nutshell. But during this test, without warning, a large explosion happened. And the blast could be heard for miles. You could see it, around the town.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say,
Comrade, that was very wrong.
Uh-oh. Now, just a brief explanation. Nuclear power, it's generated when steam's collected through when fission occurs, when fuel rods, they're uranium fuel rods, and they get dipped into water. They excite particles, generate steam. Steam moves the turbines, and power's collected and distributed. So, the test, that was all the test was doing, was basically shutting it down and letting the generators take the slack of lowering the turbines. Now, regardless of that, the denial and accountability was tremendous. Nobody wanted to believe what happened. Nobody wanted to admit what happened, and everybody else was at fault. Everybody was blaming everyone else.
Well, yeah, I believe it. See that big explosion? Nah.
They weren't blaming the state, because God forbid, the state was neglecting the facility to begin with. There was a lot of safety concerns. Just a lot of equipment that should have been there. There's repairs that should have been done. Numerous things. And the name of the facility was actually the V.I. Lenin nuclear facility. That got changed for obvious reasons, but
So we fucked up nuclear facility.
well, it was a young staff. They were inexperienced. I'm not saying that a 25-year-old nuclear physicist is going to be inexperienced beyond belief, but in accordance to that kind of safety and precautionary stuff, you would think you would have a few more wiser people on staff.
Right. They've got, like, the school learning, but none of that life experience.
Exactly. And like in the show, they after the event happened, the committee of the town got together and talked about it. They're like, the name is V.I. Lenin. This is our time. This is our time. We'll clean this up. We'll cut off all communications, not tell anyone, and take care of it ourselves.
That sounds like a great plan.
Right. We got first responders out there. We got everything going.
Mm-hmm.
It's we'll take care of it.
And someone in that group was like, "No, you're fucking up. We need help."
No. This happened like this. It wasn't anybody in that group because they were still fighting amongst themselves and denying. They're still denying at this point that there was graphite on the ground, and the graphite is what guided the fuel rods in. This is the most radioactive shit next to the actual fuel rods themselves, So when the test was being run, as the turbines were shutting down and the generators were kicking back on, it was supposed to take over within 40 seconds. And at the time, they had 4 of 8 pumps running, circulating pumps that kept the water flowing through to for the fuel rods to make the steam.
Mm-hmm.
Normally they had 6 running at a time. They only had 4 going for some reason.
Probably because the power's out. Next question.
Okay, right.
No longer working.
So as the turbines began to slow down, so did the pumps, which it shouldn't have happened. These generators should have kicked in and kept the pumps going.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been slowing down. These caused bubbles, or what they call it, called voids, in the core. So these bubbles get present, and it lets them collect neutrons, and the increasing output goes back to the reactor and creates energy. It starts creating steam. So this started what's called a SCRAM. It's like an automated emergency procedure.
Also known as to get the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very apt acronym. So the SCRAM procedure. Yeah, it's a good name. And this is where everything started to collapse, though. Really, it's unknown really why this procedure to reinsert the rods back into the core was started when they saw the turbines were slowed. They were aware that the turbines were slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
So normally you wouldn't want to start, some fission again to get the turbines going if they're slowing down, because there's a power failure.
Yeah, they're like, power's out. We probably need some more in there.
Listen to me, I don't know anything about this. Okay, this is just from what I've read, and kind of was like, it was cliff noted, but it made sense, I guess, but I could be talking some real serious bullshit, and call me out on it. Info at Weird and Weary, just call me out. So when this initiated, when the rod started to lower again, the explosion had shifted them, like a fraction, half an inch maybe. Started rubbing up against that graphite cladding, and then it just started to fracture the core, and then the material started falling into the coolant, which led to another spike of energy, big blast of steam, and this energy spike went above 530 megawatts.
Oh, Jesus. That's a lot of power.
That's a lot of power. And that's what caused the cladding to crumble away and eventually lead to it blowing up. Because they're using hydrogen as a coolant. So this hot, fissile into liquid hydrogen Yeah, it's a bad day.
Poof.
It's a lot of steam, to say the least. An endless supply, basically, at that point. Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, I was a little chilly.
Give me some energy.
Well, I mean, endless enough to make it blow the fuck up, really.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's estimated that the max power arc that it generated was 30,000 megawatts overall when the actual blast happened. So that 530 spike was like the precursor, and then boom.
Yeah, that's just the pre-cum.
For the big.
I think that's what they call it there too. And,
Yeah.
All the people left.
No,
Right.
They pronounce it precum.
The prepia precum.
The prepia precum.
Now this explosion, it was dealt with in a real normal manner.
Ignored.
Well, no, not ignored, denied. No, that didn't explode. Go look at it. You guys go all look at it. And they don't have any real gear. There's no real hazard safe gear. That's the other thing that was brought to attention. Like, they sent their men out with nothing to protect them. Not even like a dental chest thing, Like, it was just go fucking look.
Yeah, they had the uniforms of their country.
You're right. That was shield enough.
That will protect you.
Yep.
Someone going to the dentist was more protected for the x-rays.
Yeah. Somebody wearing the lead bib was more protected, yeah. I mean, they were still dead, but it doesn't matter.
Just didn't know it yet.
And they had the first responders come put out the not nuclear fire disaster that happened. These staff, they went to the reactor, and they went to the core that blew, and they had to pry open the door. Mm-hmm. From the account that was written and from the HBO show, the two men went in there and they saw like this burning blue mass, which is cobalt oxidizing. It was so much radiation in there. It was incredible. It was the measure of radiation that I don't know if you ever seen anything about like going into a nuclear facility or anything, but they have these little bars on them.
Yep.
And those measure Roentgens.
Right.
And this was pumping out 30,000 Roentgens an hour.
That's probably healthy.
What level's dangerous?
Three in the show they're talking about like 3.6 Roentgens was what
this shit was giving off 20,000.
What they were picking up. This is what they were picking up in their facility, far from the reactor, still on the facility. But this is the thing, they kept blaming the meters for being faulty. But they also kept saying that level is just an x-ray, it's just a chest x-ray. It's okay.
Chest x-ray for an ant.
But the thing is, these meters were fine, but they could only rate so high. So when these men saw this immediately changed them. It was over 30,000 an hour.
That's amazing, that technology, the science behind all that. The person that started it and then the next person that built on it and built on it. All the theories it's crazy.
Right.
Just to build up to that.
I mean, using it for destruction to that.
It says doses greater than 100 rem will lead to acute radiation syndrome, possibly leading to death if left untreated.
Yep. 500 will kill you.
Yeah.
Pretty much every time. And if you live, you're a different being. This blast, I mean, it's X-ray, gamma ray, all these harmful rays, the bullets, invisible bullets shooting through you. You don't even feel them until it starts killing you.
Yeah.
And there's trillions of them when they went into this room. It was like this.
It's a crapshoot of death.
Yeah, it was like this blue eye just burning. This evil fire. And all these men died, of course. I mean, they died within days. They were such a high level.
Side note, Dibs Crapshoot of Death is my band name.
We'll work on that. Yeah, sounds good. Now, the first responders, I mean, they got a lower dose, but it was about 15 to 20,000 Roentgens. These guys were picking up the chunks of graphite, looking at it like, what is this? Others were kicking it away. The one guy who was chronicled as picking it up.
Mm-hmm.
And they also depict this in the show. You know, he picks it up. What's this? I don't know. Let's focus. Within a few minutes, he was screaming in agony, and his hand was pretty much just burning on the inside out. It was just, you know, I mean, it was the graphite from the rods. It was like the most, like I said earlier, like the most radioactive piece that next to the rods, which were already just burning in the core.
That reminds me of what was that? The heavy metal with a cab driver. He had that little globe thing or the laser thing in the back.
Yeah.
Zapped him.
Turns him into a skeleton. Dust. This was a lot longer, a lot more agonizing, but similar. Because, I mean, it just unzips their DNA.
Or the children. Remember that with the school bus? The kids were... It was an old horror movie, and these kids were in the school bus, and this, like, gas stuff got onto them. You know, it's toxic gas. They inhaled it, and it turned into like these zombies things. And if they touched you, it killed you. All they had to do was touch you. The children.
Super.
At least you could stop that in a movie, because
they just set the bus on fire, if I remember correctly.
Well, outside the fires have been extinguished, but the inside fire, as they called it, was still burning for days.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And this inside fire was pumping out like a Hiroshima level of radiation per hour.
A radiation death party. Death rave.
Per hour.
Wow.
Okay. Like a bomb per hour being thrust in the atmosphere. This is a cobalt burning, oxidizing, being thrust into the clouds. Trillions upon trillions of bullets being ready to rain back down on everyone.
Bow, bow, bow.
You don't even hear it. It doesn't make noise. Not even. That's the noise you hear as you're about to die.
What's that noise? Is that the pulse?
What was that?
Pretty much. Cool. That's because they can't give you morphine anymore because your body's just melting away.
Yeah.
You know, you have no vein structure really anymore. You know, you don't have any way to... Your blood's not even circulating really well anymore. You're just kind of you're not really human anymore. You're mutating. It's a horrific way to die.
Like Luther. RoboCop.
Nice.
Luther?
Wasn't that the dude's name?
No, it's Edmeo.
Emil?
Yeah.
Now, that guy makes pizzas. I've seen him
Why
in
am
the
I
store.
thinking Luther?
I don't know.
Emil.
Go to bed.
Help me!
Yeah, well, that was toxic waste.
Yes.
That was really fast acting. He was lucky he got killed by the car, though.
Like Malvin?
All right. What are you talking about?
Toxic Avenger. Wasn't his name Malvin?
Was it Malvin? Oh, man.
What a loser.
Was it Mervin? I think it was Mervin.
Merlin.
Oh, it was so bad.
I think it was Mervin.
It was like a cross between Melvin and Marvin.
Mervin is Pervin.
Merv Griffin. Now,
go to bed.
Yo, Merv.
Evacuations. Those occurred on the 27th of April. Full 2 days after the disaster.
Jesus.
I think that might be a little late.
A little bit.
It's like
just a little bit.
5 years in radioactive.
6 hours is too much.
Radioactive years, it's like 5 years.
The moment that they saw cobalt on the ground, they should have... but this thing, they were so ignorant to it. The first responders, they didn't know anything about nuclear reactors. They don't know what cobalt does for them, you know. They didn't even know what it was. They're like, what is this? Let's play with it.
They didn't cover this in safety class?
No, because it was state secrets.
They should have Googled it.
No one trusts each other.
They had no Google.
No one trusts each other. You're a fireman. You're still being watched.
Then it was just Goggle.
Alta Vista?
That wasn't even around then, bro. Oh, man. There wasn't even BBSs then, really, was it?
Dude, you couldn't even get 4 megabytes of memory yet. For personal.
Wow. Good old times. Good old times.
Now, I'll say they're old. I don't know about good the way this is going.
Yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, this isn't a good old time. I'm talking about like the 4 megabyte days.
Oh, okay.
So expensive. So expensive.
Actually, I think I could be wrong. This was 86, so I think we may have had 16 by then. I think we had access to 16 megabytes.
Maybe.
For $400.
You might be wrong, though. Maybe 10 megabyte hard drive. Now, hospitals were increasingly full. People and animals are just dropping dead or becoming violently ill all over the streets. The announcement of this accident was delayed, like I said earlier. All communications were cut off. All media was sequestered. It wasn't until Uncle Sam, saw some weird shit happening on a spy satellite, and they're like, yeah, that's bad. We gotta tell the world about this because some shit's gonna go down.
What the fuck is going on?
I mean, this much radiation, if not contained, isn't gonna stop in days or months.
Spread, right?
Or years. It's gonna stop in decades or maybe a millennia. It would kill the whole planet, guys. That's how impactful and unprepared this is something that never happened before. 3 Mile Island was a partial meltdown, but it was contained and there wasn't much leakage. This was a full melt. I mean, there was like lava being formed underneath. If it wasn't contained, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It'd be a very different world. It'd be more Mad Max.
Chrome.
I have one shoulder pad just waiting.
Ooh, smart.
That's what you do.
Just in case you need someone to witness you?
Well, no. When the shit goes down, when the world blows up,
yeah,
I have my one shoulder pad and leather jacket.
Strong.
Ready to go. Ready to go.
I just got a studded codpiece. I'm ready to go that way.
Well, if you have the chaps, too, still.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, you know what? We could just team up if shit goes down. If we're still alive, we'll just team up.
Cool.
What's homegirl's name again? Pandemonium?
On Furiosa?
Yeah.
On Fury Road?
Yeah.
Yeah, Furiosa. Furiosa.
The Pandemonium Furiosa.
No, I think it's just Furiosa.
I thought that was like her title or something.
I don't know. I don't remember.
That was a great fucking movie.
It was a great movie.
That movie should not have been called Mad Max. Should have been called Furiosa Road. But maybe that's where the Fury Road comes in, right?
Maybe we'll see if completion to it. Hopefully one day. But so this became global news. And this is when we all started hearing about it 2 days after the event. And
figures always learn things late.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it for years after it happened.
Right. I don't remember learning, or my brothers even learning about it in school. It wasn't like a topic. It wasn't any kind of thing. I don't know. Just kind of disturbing that something this big, something so impactful, wasn't like covered more later on. There are documentaries that exposed a lot later on, but it's just kind of disturbing how history gets muted and blanketed for certain reasons.
But luckily enough, there's some. It seems as if because of the news and how things are now, with internet and everything, and information, and everyone having access, that in some cases you learn things sooner than later.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, a little too late. But,
right, but it could influence people in different ways. Maybe for the better.
Yep.
But now Belarus was a hotbed of death. Okay, like this is a no-go zone now, or you will die if you go here. And not in the cool stalker way, like in that video game.
Oh, yeah.
You'll just fucking croak. You'll start bleeding, hemorrhaging to death. That's pretty much how you'll die.
I mean, that could happen in Stalker, too.
There won't be any cool, mutant monsters yet. Because you gotta let that shit bake in.
You talking about that? You talking about that Maryland, that Bethesda?
I don't think they did that game, Stalker.
No, that was some Russian,
other company.
Some Russian company.
Fun game, though.
Yeah.
But the fallout was shown to impact regions from Sweden all the way to Italy, in varying degrees. So, like Germany had 3,000 per million particles in their atmosphere. Belarus had 30,000. So, Belarus was just, you were gonna fucking die.
So they won, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
New world record.
Not with a missile, just with the thistle.
Bing, bing, bing. That's the scram.
If that's what you want to... I don't know. I think it was a little more dramatic.
Bing,
this is Russia, guys. It has to be strong.
That's
So it probably just like
No, it's a bear roar.
it just like
It's the national anthem.
yeah, that's
first.
what I'm saying. It's just shouts propaganda, at you,
Right.
and it's like everything is all right.
A little Lenin puppet comes out waving its fist. Fix the nukes! Fix the nukes! You know, and then he goes away. Runs back into his little hole.
Just doing the exaggerated turn and looking back and forth with the head. Yes, just like that.
Nice, perfect.
Now, the cleanup was lengthy. I mean, it took them well into late in the year to get any kind of containment going and kind of snuff this fire out. Because when they buried it, that shit was still burning. That's when it started creating the lava.
Underground fires, yeah.
It was making molten lava.
That's hot.
Yeah, they had coal miners digging like subtunnels to try and flood it, and they wouldn't let them have fans, so they went naked, old school.
Ooh,
These guys are getting killed too. Everybody there,
They're getting tans from the inside.
everyone involved in this is dead right now. Okay, everyone involved in this cleanup and lived there during this and everything. If you were there, if you're within 50 miles, you're pretty much dead. You're dead.
All painful deaths, just about.
It was an unprecedented accident. Like I said, no one was prepared. No one knew what to do really right away. There's a containment dome over it now, but it's starting to wear. It's old, and they're going to put a new one up, I believe, this year.
The fires are still burning?
No, the fires
just the
aren't burning.
radioactivity.
But yeah, it's so hot there at that core that it's just instant death. So they have a containment field over it now, but it's not enough. It's old. It's an old design. I mean, it's fucking 30 years old.
Imagine feeding that water to your worst enemy somehow.
Well, I mean, that could have been all of our water. That could have been this whole planet, guys. That's what's amazing to me.
Yeah, what if that's the cause of some of the weird-ass shit going on in the
What
world?
if it is? I mean, the rising cancer rates, you don't have to get tinfoil hat. But that fissile and that
Autism.
fallout all went into the atmosphere. It came to North America, South America, Australia, went everywhere.
does anybody think we'll just fire this into space?
Yeah, just throw
Yeah.
Chernobyl into space.
Throw Chernobyl into space.
Like a Superman movie?
I was thinking like Age of Ultron. We had the booster rockets.
Yeah, no problem.
Is that what they did? They just launched, they all booster rocketed together.
They
And
just
then the
like
whole,
got
like,
all the
island flew
Ultrons, like they flew up. He had these turbine like jet missile things or whatever.
Yeah, so we'll just do that with
Experiments. And he was just shooting up into there.
That could be Space Force.
we'll do that with the dome, and then all right. So 2020, I'm voting for Chernobyl in space.
So you need the dome and about like half a kilometer of Earth underneath it?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. Actually, I think the radiation dampens after a certain amount, right down. I don't know.
I don't know. If
I'm
any
not gonna claim to know.
if any nuke folk want to tell us about this,
Right, please. Or just let us duck and cover.
I think it would be too much money-wise to try to do something like that. It'd be virtually impossible.
okay, well,
And plus,
Well, if
you
Iron
have to-
Man was around and Superman were together, they'd be best pals.
yeah, they could be best buds, and
And
they
they-
could fly it up
right.
for us.
Superman would just dig it up and be like, "Ooh, this tickles! Yay! Trillions of bullets."
I
That's how
say-
Superman talks.
I say we just get Chuck Norris to do it.
Who?
Chuck Norris, he can do it.
Oh man, he is like 80 years old, right?
He can just.
So he can take one for the team. He's already. It's
He's
about
like,
his-
I don't give hugs, and this is why he gives it a hug, and then they both disappear.
Wow.
But here's another one like we
the
kind
big
of
hole.
forgot about is the Fukushima Daihatsu, man. Like that's still leaking.
2011, yeah.
It's still leaking in the ocean. There's still some shit coming out of there, man. Just a little bit.
Just a little dribble.
Just a little bit. It's
That's
making-
fine.
It's making penguins two-headed and shit. But
That's
it's
cool.
okay.
Make my water spicy.
Like Alaska's just gonna get most of it. It's cool.
You want some wasabi water?
Yeah.
Well, you don't really have a choice anymore. That's all we have on Earth now.
Hot. Do you have ice cubes? No, we have rods.
The ice is gone.
But like I said earlier, these stories get blanketed. I mean, like, when's the last time you thought about Fukushima? Honestly,
Never
about
in
a
my
month
life.
ago.
right?
Wait.
About a month ago,
Yeah.
When was it?
2011.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about it.
Okay,
It was April 2011.
I can't remember.
I think it was like April or May 2011.
April sounds like a bad month for nuclear places.
It really is. Well, actually, in the case of Louis Slotin, I hope I'm saying that right, or Slotin. I think it's Slotin. I don't know. Sorry. He was one of the physicists working on the Manhattan Project in 1946. Now, it wasn't April, it was May 21st, when Slotin, who was one of the only experts in handling radioactive material in the world at this point, because it's 1946, Roswell just happened, so we just got this shit. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to turn the show into this.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That's where we got it from, guys.
I don't like that show.
It wasn't Marie Curie. Why would it be her? She was an alien, too? I don't know.
Everyone was aliens.
They're all aliens. Put my hands out.
Alien kung fu fighting.
Aliens. So, yeah, this guy. He was the only one. Like one of the only trained professionals in handling radioactive materials. Mm-hmm. And he and his colleague, Raymer Schreiber, they're about to do a simple test that day on their core that they had. In their office, in their lab, they had a little reactor core on the table, exposed. Okay, this reactor core was all encased in metal and whatever, but it was open. It was like you could go up and just put your face on it, really, if you wanted. Yeah, so the simple test was to drop some beryllium onto the core. Not a lot, okay? Just enough to make some neutrons get excited, and we'll do some readings. That's what they were doing.
Let's go,
okay.
Guys.
So let me give you this, I said it was out in the open on a table. It looked like a fruit bowl.
Okay.
Metal fruit bowl with like a little divot in there, and in that divot was some plutonium.
Oh, for dipping.
Just out in the open, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he
for
made
everyone to see.
I mean, you said it was like down in a little hole, right? So
yeah,
that's
right.
safe.
Safe, sure, real safe.
Bloop.
Now, his test was to drop some of this beryllium in there, just a little bit, right? It's 1946 though, so this might be some real tough guy stuff. But I'm thinking it's just going to be ignorance. And but we had tough guys who smoked everywhere then, like by gasoline, by plutonium. Doesn't matter. Smoke. Who cares? All right? It's tough. So, yeah. Let's do some open environment fission tests here, guys. And his test was to take the beryllium in a tamper and just, with one hand, put it on top of the core, the reactor, and with a screwdriver, just kind of leave it open a little bit. Just a little bit.
That sounds like solid science.
This is science. You gotta be quicker than the atoms, quicker than the neutrons.
Yeah.
Run.
I worked with a guy once who said he would pull RAM out of like a powered-on computer, or put RAM into a powered-on computer.
Okay.
He's like, you gotta be quicker than the circuit. I'm like, you're not faster than light. You're not faster than electricity.
Maybe you're not.
Oh, that's what he said. This guy also used stuff in his hair called freeze pudding.
Okay.
Freeze pudding. I don't think they make it anymore, but why would you want to put pudding anything in your hair?
It's just cum.
I was just going to say, it's freezing cum.
Yeah, it's like something about Mary.
But his sister
Freeze
gave
pudding.
it to him. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Special freeze pudding.
So, yeah, he did this with a screwdriver. Just keep it open a little. You don't want touching too much. It's safe. I know how to do this. I'm Louis Slotin. I could do this. I'm the expert in the world. I'm the only expert in the world.
Yeah.
So he knows this shit, all right? Well, his colleague was watching. He got a little bored. He's like, this isn't really going to do much. So he turned around and started working on something else. And he saw a bright blue flash, turned around, saw a brighter flash, felt intense heat on his face. And what had happened is Slotin dropped his screwdriver.
Oh, no.
The entire beryllium tamper went onto the core. So the whole sample went, this is way more than they ever wanted on that sample.
So you should have been holding the whole fucking sample over it.
just the mere fact that he's working with radiation like this, Fermi himself said Slotin would be dead in a year because of this work he's doing. Okay? And Fermi knows that we're all alone in this universe. So he knows. He knows about things. You gotta listen to this guy. We should all listen to this guy. We're alone in this universe with the paradox that he wrote. So, I believe it.
Italian guy, right?
Yeah.
I'll listen to him. I can still go see him, right?
No. You can read his words, though. You could always read his words. He's immortal. He's immortal, really.
So say we all.
So look up the Fermi paradox and then get ready to watch some Black Mirror because you'll be depressed.
So say we
You can finish it off. You can finish that series off because you'll already be depressed.
Cool, perfect.
It's Battlestar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So say we all.
Now, his buddy sucks, man. Okay. Raymer there, he sucks. Like, I'm fucking bored. I'm not going to watch you.
Damn it.
I mean, I don't know what he would have done.
Right.
He would have blinded himself, probably, but I mean, whatever. I mean, that's just like, Louis had a screwdriver trick again, like.
Seen this 100 times.
Boring every time. But, yeah. It was like a tenth of a second that this flash was, this bright blue flash.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was the excited electrons in the air. It caused them to emit photons as they returned to rest, which made the bright blue flash as they released their photons rather. Sorry. It was about 1 million times less radiation than Hiroshima.
Oh, so no problem. He's probably fine.
Slotin, though, did receive a full body 2100 rem. Remember we said earlier, 100 rem will pretty much kill you. Mm-hmm. 500 will kill you.
Yeah.
Basically will kill you. 2100 full body rem is hand, though.
Yeah.
The hand that held the beryllium sample. 15,000 rem on his hand.
Ooh. But he wishes he held that a little tighter.
He might have wished that he had screwdriver in both hands because the screwdriver hand actually received less burns.
Oh.
And wasn't affected as much, actually, overall.
The other one's probably doing like a magic trick. He's like, whoa, cover it up real quick.
Oh, it did do a magic trick. It started to turn blue and fester and big, blisters were coming off of it. This was within hours after it happened.
Ooh.
I'm blue.
Remember, if it's green, he's gonna die. It's definitely the truth. He's not turning to the Hulk here, folks. It's definitely not the Hulk.
He's turning to the smoke.
And he's not turning to Dr. Manhattan, the blue skin thing. No, he's turning into something else, actually. Because this is another exposure to X-rays, gamma rays, all these bad things that aren't supposed to pass through you.
Like bad Mexican, space Mexican.
Yeah, like space Mexican food that was like a space chipotle.
Oh man, you got beef that was irradiated, Holmes.
Yeah, like we can eat it, but you can't. I've been told that when I was growing up. Like I want a menudo, man, and they're like, "Yo, you can't eat that. We only eat that."
Ooh.
Like I'm too white to eat menudo.
Go to your McDonald's.
Yeah.
Jefe.
Well, you know what?
Get the fuck out of here.
Mom.
That's what it'll sound like. Pow, 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 pow.
No way, man. Mom was like not gonna let a boy go hungry in her home.
Okay.
So I got to eat some fucking menudo with those boys, and it was delicious. I loved it.
Menudo.
That's my favorite band. That's why they're my favorite band. And that's why that song that Lee Noble's singing is the best song by Menudo.
Menudo.
The only song that they ever sang, actually.
It's the only one I know about from our previous episode.
Bisa Macula.
Now, after the bright blue flash and all this horrible shit happened to his body, his family was notified. They were flown out.
Okay.
During this time, his body it started taking on like a waxy blue color. His lips started turning blue. He was confused. They saw like what they were describing as sunburns on the inside. 3D sunburns on the inside. So like basically like parts of his lung
So he
They're
started
sunburned inside out.
he started swelling up and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You're turning violet, Violet.
Oh.
So that's almost like the see-through skeleton muscle thing. That you could get the diagram.
Almost.
body.
I mean, except there's just mass hemorrhaging and lesions, and your cellular structure is breaking down. Your DNA is unraveling. The helix is unraveling, and I mean, like I said, there's no comfort either. I would just fucking shoot me, because you can't administer pain medication anymore at some point because you have no venous structure anymore. Your body's just melting away. And Slotin, he died 4 days later.
Yeah, I was gonna say just let me look at the sunset. Tell me how nice it is. And
Yeah.
look at that over there.
Tell me about the rabbits, George.
So it took him 9 days to die. I mean, this was agony. This was horrible, and this was his life. I mean, he loved this work. Made him happy. Now, only two radiation deaths had occurred at the Los Alamos facility where this happened. I mean, there have been plenty of other deaths. There have been some, drinking some antifreeze that ghetto wine was made out of. Is that a bad term to say? Ghetto wine?
I've never heard of antifreeze. I've heard of the hooch shit.
Yeah, they made hooch, but somehow antifreeze got into it, and it killed a bunch of guys.
That's the secret ingredient.
That happened on the Los Alamos base. Some suicides.
Were they doing it in the toilet?
I don't know. They just said that antifreeze got into the batch of hooch.
That's nasty.
Stick with the sock in the bread, right? I mean, that's all I know from watching Oz. Yeah.
Oh God, sounds nasty.
Sock bread and some. Use the sock to filter your bread and some grape juice and the yeast.
Fruit. Yeah.
And it's just that cheap white bread's the best.
So nasty.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go make some tonight.
I'm about to hurl.
I'm just gonna break sobriety and drink some prison wine.
That sounds like the right way to do it.
You got to do it in the toilet tank. That's where it stays cool. So you don't want to build some, fungus in there.
I ain't never eaten after you again.
Just don't ever go to prison with me, because I'll just be drunk on my own prison wine all day.
Let's go to prison.
Prison wine.
Said no one ever.
So yeah, suicides, accidental poisonings, all this other shit, but only 2 radiation-linked deaths. The second one was another colleague, Harry Dalligan Jr. He died doing the same fucking test. Same test. Like doing the same procedure, same exact accident.
On our next episode of Darwin's Game.
I guess OSHA wasn't a reality in 1946, right?
No, it was oh shit.
We had Nazis to worry about.
Yeah, he probably got like a bigger screwdriver. He's probably like, this'll do it.
We didn't have Nazis to worry about, did we? No.
When was it?
1946, right? We dropped the bomb in 1944, right?
We're always worried about Nazis.
Right, okay, sure. Okay, right.
Still worried about them.
Guess who's back? Yeah. Same fucking experiment killed him. I mean, he died within a month. Same kind of way, the same agonizing, slow, inside outside burning, turning into goo, death. Great.
Yeah, I'm definitely picturing like the ghouls from Fallout.
That's what they turned into. Yeah, because your cartilage melts away first. You have no nose or ears.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Biff from Weird Science.
Wait, and he turned into a turd, a turd monster.
Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
Oh, Bill Paxton.
Bill Pullman's still kicking though.
Now, the facility that they worked in, that Slotin worked in, they called it Rufus, but after it claimed 2 lives, they called it
Dumbass.
the Blue Demon, the Demon Core.
The Blue Demon. That sounds like a bar.
No, it's actually a porno.
Ooh.
No, I'm scared. I don't know.
The Blue Demon starring Louis Slotin.
No more. No, they called it the Demon Core because it swallowed up 2 scientists. Now, they didn't name the facilities where Fat Man and Little Boy were made. They didn't call them anything else. You think that those would be the demon cores, or like Satan's left and right nut, but no. No, the demon core is what killed Louis Slotin and, the other guy, Junior. Sorry, I don't know. I mean, I know they're probably great minds, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. You're using a screwdriver to manhandle some fucking radioactive test material?
Bro, it was a flathead, okay?
It wasn't a big enough one. You needed like one of those big ones that your dad had for no reason. Like, use it for a pry bar sometimes.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Like, it never served any other purpose.
If he had been able to retain his friend's attention, I think he would have been okay. If he'd been like, listen, why don't you help me just do here, just a little bit, because we can't have a whole bunch of this.
Louis, you're going to drop the screwdriver. And it's like, oh, you're right.
You're so right. Thanks, Kramer.
No.
Boom, 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 boom. What's the deal with this vessel anyway?
What's a fisher?
Now, this core was going to be moved to Bikini Atoll. You guys might recognize the name. It's that area, the iconic picture of the mushroom cloud over the water with the Navy ships in the background.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think it's the one where they had them lined up with cows to see what
Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, Bikini Bottom, definitely.
Well, that's a theory that Bikini Bottom is really Bikini Atoll, and they're actually mutated creatures. It's true. It's true. It's real true.
That's why they're all...
The guy at the eye patch?
Yeah.
That's how come they're...
Louis Slotin. He's alive. Are you ready, kids?
That's
Boom!
I cut off the blue hand, see?
Here's my screwdriver!
Yeah, that's why he's only got that one hand. It makes sense.
Right, it's not a hook.
It's in the bottom of the sea.
Look at it real quick. Look at it real close. It's a screwdriver.
Radioactivity.
Oh, it just got bent from the
arc, the power arc from the reaction.
It's all coming together.
You're really fucking with me.
But the core was too hot to move, and Slotin was actually going to move there with it before this accident happened.
Too hot, lady.
But that explosion, it made that whole area way too hot to even go near. And hotter than Campbell's soup when you pull it off the stove.
Yeah.
You take a sip and you're like, "Whoa!"
Hotter than hot.
Oh, that's funny. I was
right in the middle.
I was just thinking of Cure, and you just did the thing. Hot, hot, hot! Woo!
Fucker made me lose my spot. All right, anyway, yeah. So it was too hot to move, but you know what they did with it? You know what they did with the Demon Core? They scrapped it. They forged it into some other weapon of mass destruction. That's what they did with it. That's what happened to Demon Core. Ooh, just killed these two guys. You know what they should have done? They should have just left it there for no one to ever go the fuck back to. But plutonium's expensive.
Shoot it in space.
Shoot it into space.
Elon, please. Papa Elon.
Everyone who's seen Superman 4, you know that was the best solution. Except for, Hackman putting his spunk in there and making Nuclear Man.
Oh,
You know what's funny? It's like full circle, though. Because like now John Cryer is Lex Luthor.
This is, yeah. Wasn't he? He was in Superman 4.
He was his nephew.
Oh, my God.
Good shit. He was kind of Ducky, but he was evil Ducky.
Oh, no.
I think Kevin has no idea what we're talking about.
No, this is all over my head.
Well, you'll know. You'll find out, because I'm going to come over with 16 candles. Yeah, we're going to reenact the ending.
Wait, you going to come over with 16 candles or the movie?
Both.
We're going to sit on the table together, look at each other.
We're going to watch that movie with Madonna and Willem Dafoe.
We need a
heavy candle scene.
Oh, that's Body of Evidence.
We're going to watch Body of Evidence, and then we're going to watch 16 Candles.
You can go fuck yourself now.
You're coming over, too. I need help with this.
I'm not holding anybody down.
Nobody needs to be held down. I know Kevin.
Oh, yeah, I've already got the cuffs and the straps, guys. We're good to go, boys.
Are they old school or are they furry?
On the next episode of The Weird and the Weird.
We're getting weird.
Getting real weird.
Our listeners are getting weary.
I mean, that movie, 16 Candles, really just pulls the animal out of me, though. Really, it was just this sexually charged movie.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Long duck dong.
Where's my automobile? But, just actually kind of referencing the era, that was a movie of the era.
That was a nuclear family movie.
That was a nuclear family movie. Two daughter and
two
a
kids,
son,
a dog,
and 2 white parents and 2 white dogs, and a black lawn jockey. I think there was one of those movies. I don't know.
And a black pool boy that was helping.
Sorry,
Mrs.
John
Smith.
Hughes. I don't think you were racist, but you probably were. I don't know. I don't know any of you.
John Hughes in Chi-Town.
It was a different era. It was a different time. Alf wasn't like that either.
I don't think there are more than 5 black people in all of his movies combined to have speaking roles.
Right, and Dong.
Yeah, that was the closest to brown they had.
He liked minorities.
That's right. They didn't have a brother in fucking Breakfast Club.
Why would they? It was a white suburbanite school.
They didn't have a black janitor, too. There you go. They didn't even have
Scatman Crothers wasn't in that.
No.
Janitor. They always make him a fucking janitor.
He was in Colorado at the time.
We're really confusing Kevin here.
I saw Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they even had the same school colors as my school, and I could definitely see that.
Pride.
See, hardly any black people up there either.
Yeah, I think
But
we had
Scatman Crothers, he's just like, what the fuck? You talking about shitting? That's what he just looked at me like.
God damn it, I see your future.
On that note, I'm going to get ready to watch Chernobyl. It makes me kind of not breathe because it's just so harrowing. And it's tough to watch.
I'm just gonna go watch it up close, and it makes me feel warm inside.
After a few hours.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to watch Shining, old school.
Yeah.
Kubrick.
He's going to go old school and
not wings, dude.
Cleanse your mind of this debacle.
Then I'll watch Salem's Lot and be like, why is that kid going to open a window for a friend? He doesn't have a fire escape. He's not on the ladder. He's floating.
Why does that vampire have pointy ears?
He's going to open the fucking window.
What's wrong with that dog?
Kids are fucking stupid.
I'm just going to go scrub up like a
sub.
Silkwood shower. I'm going to give myself a good Silkwood shower before I watch Chernobyl tonight.
Oh, shit, Karen.
And
Karen.
just bleed my hair right off. And
why are you talking shit, Karen?
Well, be good to yourselves. Be good to everyone. Don't hug your children with nuclear arms. Wait, no, what is it? You can't hug your children with nuclear arms, right?
Challenge accepted.
That's right.
Here we go. Oh, man, you got to have kids now.
Turn that hug into a punch.
I'll just go hug somebody else's kids.
With nuclear arms?
Yeah, I think that's not frowned upon.
Spent reactor, right?
Graphite.
And you got radiation. You got radiation.
And I got it, too. Whee!
We're all in this together. There's a reference that's lost on you guys.
I think so.
All right. High School Musical, not a hit for you guys.
Oh, shit. I did see that. I saw that once.
Ooh.
I saw it once.
Never watched
with Corbin Blue.
Yep.
The closest I've come to watch anything like that was Glee. I watched Glee for the first season.
Ooh.
My daughter, if you're listening, kiddo, I hated that fucking movie, okay? I hated High School Musical. And she liked the first 3, and I think they made 17 or something.
I have no idea.
When did you stop watching? 12, right?
I saw 3.
You saw the 3 that I saw.
Yeah.
Wasn't Zach Efron in that?
I might have only seen 2. I know the third one they went to college or something, but I'm not sure I saw that.
God. Well, you know what? Let's go back to your place and we'll watch the last one.
Good.
I'll catch you up.
I've got the extended trilogy on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Glad I'm drunk and can't go anywhere.
Catch us online, www.weirdandweary.com, Twitter, Instagram, those places. I think there's a Facebook, YouTube. There's a YouTube. I forgot about that. I got told we have a YouTube because I forgot. So, we're there too.
So now you know again.
I'm Jason.
I'm Kevin.
I'm being replaced. I'm late.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Just right there. Go. Out. Yep, there he goes.
JKL Media.
Jekyll.